Post-training notice. National First Class Registered Exorcist. Chapter 6. What is this? What was this? Oh my god. Ji Xiaoduo thought that he was dreaming. No, this had to be a dream. How many heads did this bird have? While Ji Xiaoduo was still counting the number of heads, that monster collided with Xiang Cheng. Xiang Cheng had just taken out the bundle of red rope from his pocket, only to be slammed to the point he was rolling around on the ground. The red rope flew onto the seat beside Ji Xiaoduo. Ji Xiaoduo stared at Xiang Cheng in a daze. The strange bird opened its mouth again, and black smoke gathered into a ball that then shot out in all directions. It hit Ji Xiaoduo's back, slammed against everything, and the compartment was soon full of black fog. Move! Xiang Cheng yelled at him. Ji Xiaoduo was already dumbfounded as he shifted over to the next seat, the Westlife song in his earbuds just reaching the climax. The heavens had been torn asunder, the earth had split open, the sun and the moon had both gone dark, and the mood had reached its peak. The next moment, Xiang Cheng flew over to him, pulling him into his arms as they rolled together. He then pushed him under the seat and roared, "Give me the Yao binding rope." What? Ji Xiaoduo's earbuds were still in, so he couldn't hear clearly. Moreover, his thoughts had obviously left reality, and he gripped Xiang Cheng's metal staff. Xiang Cheng said in a loud voice, "Don't touch the demon-subduing staff." Ji Xiaoduo was squishing that bundle of rope down, and after being yelled at, he hurriedly moved aside. Xiang Cheng grabbed the magic weapon just as the monster bird pounced over again. Its claws swiped at him wildly, and its 9 heads all pecked at him at once. However, Xiang Cheng lifted up the demon-subduing staff and stabbed the strange bird in the chest. The monster bird let out a shrill cry, black smoke emitting from its entire body, as if it feared Xiang Cheng's weapon. In a flurry of action, Xiang Cheng flicked out that red rope. The red rope, in the blink of an eye, turned into an inescapable net and blocked the monster bird's retreat. The monster bird thrashed around wildly and slammed into walls within the enclosed space, its 9 heads violently tearing at the red rope. From underneath the seat, one of Ji Xiaoduo's hands appeared. He took out his cell phone, turned on the video function, and waved it back and forth while facing outside. The monster bird screeched, tumbling to the left, and Ji Xiaoduo's hand turned to the left, the monster bird tumbled to the right, and Ji Xiaoduo's hand turned to the right. Then he heard Xiang Cheng's muffled grunt, and the monster bird, wrapped in the red rope, rushed straight up. The subway train came to a stop, and the monster bird took advantage of the momentum to leap at him. Xiang Cheng yelled angrily and was pushed until his back hit the compartment wall, before he was then sent flying, the demon-subduing staff falling out of his hand, spinning around on the ground. 4 of the monster bird's heads howled, but just at the moment it was about to ferociously peck at Xiang Cheng's eyes. Ji Xiaoduo rushed out from under the seat, picked up the demon-subduing staff, and fiercely lashed out at the monster bird's head with it. That monster bird let out a strange, ear-piercing shriek, Ji Xiaoduo's ears buzzed, and his head ached fiercely. However, he gripped onto the demon-subduing staff tightly and wildly aimed a series of hits at the monster without any rhyme or reason. Xiang Cheng kicked out with both of his feet, and the monster bird went flying. The shrieking stopped as the monster bird rolled out of the compartment, turned into black smoke, and with a shua sound, shot over to the escalators. Xiang Cheng picked up the red rope and gave chase again. Ji Xiaoduo ran after Xiang Cheng, before the train doors closed, shouting, "Wait!" The 2 people rushed up the escalator, and Xiang Cheng leapt over the ticket turnstile. Ji Xiaoduo hurriedly swiped his subway card, but this time, Xiang Cheng had been discovered by the staff members, and someone from afar shouted, "Hey! Don't try to steal a ride. You in the bathrobe." The black smoke stuck close to the ceiling, and with a shua, it flew towards the stairway and shot out. Xiang Cheng wanted to continue chasing after it, but he was stopped by a staff member. Xiang Cheng couldn't stop himself in time and ran straight into the ticket checker, sending the person flying, their head falling back onto the security scanner, sending them in by the conveyor belt. Zhiziaduo. This alarmed the security guards. Xiang Cheng turned and ran, but was then surrounded by 3 security guards. Zhiziaduo cried in a hurry, "Don't fight them." The security guard stepped on the bathrobe. Xiang Cheng grabbed his bathrobe, unable to run away. He could only lean back against the wall, gasping for breath. 11 o'clock, in the police station. Zhiziaduo sat there, making a call to Yang Xingji to ask for help, while Xiang Cheng was repeatedly questioned by the police. "What exactly is your guy's relationship?" the policeman asked. "Ah." Zhiziaduo anxiously looked at Xiang Cheng. "It has nothing to do with him." Xiang Cheng said in a deep voice, "Come at me for the trouble I've caused." "Oh." the policeman said, "You wanna do it like that?" Zhiziaduo dimly sensed that he seemed to have touched upon some earth-shakingly big secret. However, the things that happened tonight were both too many and too messy, completely upending his understanding of the world. Love and shock had both arrived too quickly, just like a tornado, which made him really unable to process it all. "No, he's actually my friend," Zhiziaduo said instinctively. "What exactly is going on here?" the policeman said. "You talk first, make a phone call and ask a friend to bring your ID here." Xiang Cheng didn't say a word, and Zhiziaduo said, Deji, this is my fault." Another policeman came over and said, "The security footage won't play." Zhiziaduo thought, "Thank God, was this Xiang Cheng's doing?" If they hadn't recorded what they had done in the compartment, then this was easy to deal with. "It's like this." Zhiziaduo began to come up with a story, and he continued eloquently, "Xiang Cheng and I quarreled at the club. He ran out after me to apologize. I hurt him, and he got angry and ran out of the subway station, and it was like that. Sorry, we gave everyone so much trouble." Zhiziaduo got up, bowed 90 degrees, and said sincerely, "It's all my fault, I'll pay for all the damages." Looking at Xiang Cheng and Zhiziaduo suspiciously, the policeman called the men's club again. The club confirmed that they did indeed have a Xiang Cheng, and then they asked if Xiang Cheng could come on the phone. As soon as Xiang Cheng took the phone, he said, "I'm at the station drinking tea, can someone help scoop me out of here?" The other party began to fiercely curse at Xiang Cheng. The police officer. Zhiziaduo. The director of the subway station came over and said that the person who had been sent flying with a hit was all right, so just paying back the ticket would be enough. The policeman still wanted to say a few words, but Zhiziaduo received a call from Yang Xingji. "You get the person on duty to talk to me." Yang Xingji said, "It's okay, don't be nervous." Zhiziaduo handed the phone to the policeman. After they talked for a while, the policeman also didn't want to make a big deal of this matter anymore, so he had Xiang Cheng and Zhiziaduo apologize and pay for the ticket, and so concluded the whole thing. It was already past midnight when they left the police station, and Zhiziaduo and Xiang Cheng stared at each other speechlessly. Xiang Cheng lit a cigarette and smoked for a while under the street lamp. He put a hand in the pocket of his bathrobe, looking like a warm, large boy, and he sighed. "Thank you, you're a good person." Xiang Cheng said to Zhiziaduo, "We're friends from now on. If something comes up, just tell me. If the waters rise, I'll jump in, and if fire breaks out, I'll also run in." Zhiziaduo started laughing, but when he thought about what had happened on the subway just now, he started to feel a little afraid again. Under the influence of many complex factors, such as fear, curiosity, happiness, and excitement, Zhiziaduo didn't dare to ask anything and just gave Xiang Cheng a probing look. "I'll send you back?" Zhiziaduo asked. "I'll send you back, where do you live?" Xiang Cheng asked in return. Zhiziaduo pointed to the opposite side. Coming out of Chiwen Road, it would just take one bus stop before getting home, but the bus had already stopped. Xiang Chen nodded and walked Zhi Ziaduo home. "You're not wearing shoes." Xiang Chen waved his hand to show that it didn't matter. The two of them walked slowly under the street lamps. "What do you do?" Zhi Ziaduo asked curiously. "What happened on the subway just now? Am I dreaming? Or was it a hallucination? I feel like something strange has happened. I'm an exorcist, and it wasn't a hallucination of yours," Xiang Cheng said. With a shattering sound, Zhi Ziaduo's three views on life broke into pieces. "Ex. What did you say? Exorcist. Subdue Yao and exorcise devils." Xiang Cheng also said, "Don't go out and talk about it, you'll get me killed. Even my qualification certificate has been confiscated, I can't muddle around in this business anymore." Zhi Ziaduo's face twitched, and he looked at Xiang Cheng and said, "So just now, you were on a mission?" Xiang Cheng nodded. Zhi Ziaduo asked another question, "Then you do that, male public relations to cover up your identity?" "No," Xiang Cheng replied coldly, his hand flicking out the ash from his cigarette. Zhi Ziaduo was already completely dizzy and said, "There are really Yao in this world?" "There's a lot." Xiang Cheng replied, "They're everywhere." All of Zhi Ziaduo's hair stood on end, and his back felt a bit chilly. "Then, are there ghosts in this world too?" Zhi Ziaduo thought about it a bit, and his outlook on the material world that had been founded on Marxist philosophy was smashed into pieces, which mercilessly drifted away in the spring breeze. Now the gaps were filled in by all kinds of ghosts from horror films. "We aren't in charge of ghosts," Xiang Cheng replied. "Exorcists only exorcise demons, and ghosts were human beings before they died." Then. Zhi Ziaduo, as a mola fish, was very afraid of ghosts. "Will ghosts and Yao harass people the way the stories say they do?" Xiang Cheng didn't answer, and the two of them merely continued to walk slowly. Zhi Ziaduo couldn't help but draw closer to Xiang Cheng, latching onto Xiang Cheng's right arm, the hand of which was stuck in his pocket. "Are you scared of ghosts?" Xiang Cheng looked at Zhi Ziaduo. It's okay ba," Zhi Ziaduo said. "If you don't do bad things normally, you don't need to fear ghosts knocking on the door in the middle of the night." Xiang Cheng said casually, "You have a righteous air about you, no need to be afraid." Zhi Ziaduo asked, "Then what about Yao and devils?" "Yao and devils are hard to say," Xiang Cheng said. "People don't take Yao into account, but Yao take people into account." Zhi Ziaduo asked, "Why?" Xiang Cheng didn't answer, so Zhi Ziaduo asked, "Where did that monster come from today?" "I don't know," Xiang Cheng carelessly replied. He casually flicked the cigarette end into the garbage can and asked Zhi Ziaduo, "Did you take pictures just now?" Zhi Ziaduo remembered, so he took the initiative to get out his cell phone and show Xiang Cheng the video he had just taken. Then he deleted the video right in front of him. Zhi Ziaduo asked, "Will it come again?" Xiang Cheng shook his head, but Zhi Ziaduo didn't know whether that meant hard to say or it won't come. Xiang Cheng sent Zhi Ziaduo downstairs, recited a phone number, and said, "If something comes up, come find me." Zhi Ziaduo hurriedly said, "Give me a sec." Xiang Cheng waited downstairs as Zhi Ziaduo went to a 7-Eleven convenience store to buy him a pair of large slippers. He also took out 100 yuan for Xiang Cheng. Xiang Cheng said, "No need, I'll take the night train back. Just give me some change, Gerger doesn't need you to treat him like this." "Take it all ba." Zhi Ziaduo also gave him a transit card and said, "If there is a night bus, take the night bus. If not, take a taxi." Xiang Cheng put the card and money away and said as he left, "Go back and sleep soon, don't be afraid. If you're afraid, just call me." Zhi Ziaduo watched Xiang Cheng leave. Under the warm street lights on a spring night, Xiang Chen looked like a lonely traveler. That night, Zhi Xiaoduo shrank into his quilt, using the cotton padding to protect himself. He was shivering a bit and was filled with emotional turmoil. He switched back and forth between thoughts of horror and romance, and it was about to split his personality apart. In the middle of the night, he sat up again, feeling as if he was going crazy. There were Yao in this world? What was a Yao? If there were Yao, did that prove people had souls after they died, and that heaven and hell were also true? Zhi Xiaoduo thought that if this was known by the scientific community, it would definitely overturn the new rules of the whole civilized world, and maybe even change society as a whole. Xiang Chen was really hot, Although he didn't feel like he met any of his requirements for a blind date, Zhi Xiaoduo thought it was necessary to modify his conditions for blind dates now. No, Xiang Chen was an exorcist. What exactly was going on right now? Was he dreaming? It was spring, so he felt overheated being covered with the quilt, but he would also felt cold when he kicked it off, so Zhi Xiaoduo rolled around on the bed and hugged the quilt to him. His mind was full of Xiang Chen's voice, and when exhaustion finally took over, he fell asleep. Unexpectedly, he had a dreamless sleep that night. Xiang Chen went back to the men's club, washed his feet, opened the locker door, and put the red rope back inside. With the help of the manager and his friends, David had finally taken out the thing in his backside and he asked, "How was the guest?" "A beautiful, kind, and considerate child." Xiang Chen replied. "I know." David didn't know whether to laugh or cry and asked, "The guest wasn't angry?" "No. Thank you." "Woo." Xiang Chen replied. That night, Xiang Chen was lying in the lower bunk of the double bed, holding Zhi Xiaoduo's Guangzhou transit card. On the card cover was a chibi picture of Monster Hunter. The next day, the flowers on the side of the road were in full bloom, and the sun was warm. Zhi Xiaoduo was riding his bicycle, and when he passed by the corner, he saw the shop assistant in the bakery, still wearing an apron. He was still tall and handsome, with very fair skin. Before, he had thought that the shop assistant was very handsome, but after last night, he felt that he couldn't ever find anyone more attractive than that Xiang Chen from last night. Zhi Xiaoduo, with dark circles under his eyes, drank his milk and ate his bread while crouching on top of his bicycle. His entire face looked completely exhausted. "How was the cake yesterday?" the shop assistant asked with a smile. "Delicious." Zhi Xiaoduo replied, thinking that last night was really comparable to a night in an American blockbuster. His initial shock had already gradually subsided, and these strange facts had already stopped surprising him. Instead, he was now filled with boundless curiosity. Firstly, he had made a psychological decision for himself: he could never reveal this matter to others, or else Xiang Chen might be harmed or killed. Secondly, should he give him a call? There should be more to this matter, right? The shop assistant asked, "Did you not sleep well? Spring has too many disturbances." Spring disturbances, any? Zhi Xiaoduo wanted to cry but had no tears. He pedaled his bicycle and went to work. When passing the traffic lights, a moped stopped beside him. The man driving the moped was wearing a strange helmet. Zhi Xiaoduo was crouched on his bicycle, one hand holding the milk he was drinking. The man next to him turned to look at him and nodded. "Zhi Xiaoduo." The man took off his leather gloves, made a strange gesture with his fingers, and as if doing hypnosis, waved his fingers in front of Zhi Xiaoduo twice. Then he took out a snuff bottle from his jacket and opened it up. "Zhi Xiaoduo." Zhi Xiaoduo was caught unaware by the scattered powder. He choked, fell into a panic, and sneezed. "Excuse me." The man riding the moped put away his snuff bottle, put his hands together and gave a slight bow to Zhi Xiaoduo. The red light turned green, the cars stopped, the bicycle crossed the road using the pedestrian walk and the moped drove away. Zhi Xiaoduo was puzzled and shook his head violently. He felt as if he had forgotten something, but he couldn't remember what. What exactly was this important matter? However, since he had already forgotten it, he naturally couldn't remember what he had forgotten. Zhi Xiaoduo thought hard for a while and was finally convinced by his own logic, so he stopped worrying about it and rode away. All day long, Zhi Xiaoduo was absent-minded, feeling as though he had indulged too much in carnal affairs. He was wondering whether to call Xiang Cheng or not, but Xiang Cheng said to only call him if he was afraid, so would it annoy him if he just randomly called him? Last night? No, why would he be afraid? What would he be afraid of? Zhi Xiaoduo's thoughts grew confused. Wang Ren had invited him to get his feet washed and get full body oil massage. Zhi Xiaoduo thought Xiang Cheng was really hot. His thoughts were like monkeys jumping around and wild horses running. Was Xiang Cheng gay? He didn't look like he was. Zhi Xiaoduo thought of the scene when Xiang Cheng was putting on the bathrobe and when Xiang Cheng had left by himself after sending him home. He had really wanted to pounce on him then and embrace him. Wait, didn't he just leave after the massage yesterday? Zhi Xiaoduo remembered. How did it came to Xiang Cheng sending him home? It should be that he had some kind of dream and he confused his memory with that. End chapter. Post-training notice. National First Class Registered Exorcist. Chapter 7. Aftermath. Sunlight blazed on that spring day. Xiang Cheng was sleeping in a filthy quilt. The club had arranged accommodations for him in a 4-person room. However, his roommates brought back their own boyfriends or girlfriends, especially the one in the bunk above him. It swayed and rocked back and forth all night, making him unable to sleep well. A small silver bird was pecking at the window outside, and Xiang Cheng angrily pulled down the quilt to open up the window. The little bird flew in and snuggled a bit on his pillow. "What are you doing?" Xiang Cheng asked, while squinting and trying to straighten out his bird's nest-like hair with his fingers. The little bird pecked at Xiang Cheng's cell phone. Xiang Cheng pulled it out from underneath his pillow. It had been on all night because he had been afraid that Zhi Xiaoduo would be in danger, and now his phone was already running out of power. Xiang Cheng had received a text message from an unknown number. After receiving a complaint about the exorcism incident at Qiun Road subway station last night, the organization has come forward to deal with the aftermath and has issued a warning against individual exorcists in Guangzhou. In the event that another cross-district unauthorized operation fails to be reported, the organization will circulate a notice of criticism and revoke the qualification certificate of the individual. Xiang Cheng looked completely impatient and went back to sleep. At noon, the sun was shining brightly. The construction company called and asked Zhi Xiaoduo to go to the construction site. Zhi Xiaoduo hadn't been in a good state the whole day, and now he almost stepped into a hollow steel bar and got stuck. "You guys are short on steel bars for reinforcement, which isn't up to standard," Zhi Xiaoduo said expressionlessly. "Speed it up, or I'll go to the architectural group to file a suit." "Yes, yes." The person in charge of the construction company hurried to nod, and when Zhi Xiaoduo was leaving, he took a red envelope and presented it to him with both hands. He took the subway by himself, ate by himself, went to work by himself, got off work by himself, and went back home by himself. Zhi Xiaoduo wore earphones, listening to songs and hanging off of the subway handle. When they arrived at the station, he looked out of the window and saw a tall and handsome man in a suit who was holding a briefcase, waiting for the subway. "Xiang Cheng." Zhi Xiaoduo was startled, but when the compartment opened and that person came in, he discovered that he wasn't Xiang Cheng. He was just around the same build, and upon looking closely, he wasn't as handsome. At night, Zhi Xiaoduo returned home and threw the red envelope into a jar. The 4 walls of his room were cold and lonely, empty and desolate. He opened the balcony door with a shuala, and the smell of spring, teeming with the fragrance of thousands of flowers and plants, flooded the room with the smell of life in a flash. With that, Zhi Ziaduo, this mola fish, was completely knocked down by the feeling of spring. He sadly collapsed onto the sofa to stew over his thoughts. Could Xiang Cheng make house calls? Zhi Ziaduo was a little nervous. That night, he felt as if he had been poisoned by love. For male servers like him, they were usually kept and taken care of by a boss, right? Although Zhi Ziaduo didn't usually participate in these kinds of activities, he had learned some stuff about them from various online gossip. Zhi Ziaduo kind of wanted to make an appointment with Xiang Cheng again. He found that he had really grown addicted to last night's warmth, but it would still be too excessive to go every day for a massage ba. He had to wait for at least a week or so. If Xiang Cheng made a house call, and then halfway through the oil massage, if I take the initiative, will he go to bed with me? No, 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 what exactly am I thinking? But Zhi Ziaduo didn't want to do anything more, he just wanted to have a boyfriend like Xiang Cheng. Every day, he would hug him, and they would watch some TV together, that's all. The more he thought about him, the more miserable he felt. Zhi Ziaduo bewailed his situation and rolled his way to bed. He didn't want to scroll through Weibo, nor did he feel like chatting with Wang Ren, so he just fell asleep. Zhi Ziaduo, whose first unsuccessful call for a duck had left a deep impression on him, failed to get rid of this throbbing in his heart every day. Moreover, this palpitations grew more and more intense as the weather grew warmer and warmer. It got to the point where, when he went to work, he was still somewhat unhinged, and he felt that Wang Ren had really killed him. It had already been almost a week since he went to the men's club. No, since he had enjoyed Xiang Cheng's oil massage, but Xiang Cheng's image still lingered in his heart. Zhi Ziaduo deeply regretted it. If he had known earlier, he would have taken a picture and treasured it to commemorate his first oil massage. Of course, what was more important was that he hadn't taken a good look at Xiang Cheng that night, so later on, his mind couldn't come up with a clear image of him. That day, Wang Ren took the rare initiative to invite Zhi Ziaduo out for a meal, and it just so happened that Zhi Ziaduo had too many questions he wanted to ask him. Ah! Wang Ren's mouth opened up slightly. Who? Xiang Cheng? Who's that? Who's that? Zhi Ziaduo also wasn't clear what was going on. I'm asking you that. What are you doing, asking me back? If you ask me, who am I going to ask? Wang Ren said, not knowing whether to laugh or to cry. I'll call David and ask. Wang Ren didn't know until now that it wasn't David who had done the oil massage for Zhi Ziaduo. The call connected, so Wang Ren began to ask questions under Zhi Ziaduo's supervision. Hey, David. Wang Ren said, I'm asking about a person, the one who did the oil massage for my little bro that night. He was called Xiang Cheng, right? Wang Ren's call lasted for a long time, and just as if he was investigating his residence card, he asked about everything. When their steak arrived, Wang Ren said, I found you a blind date. Zhi Ziaduo slowly cut his steak as Wang Ren said, help me do the drainage design and come to our company next week to take a look at the drawings and stamp them. Zhi Ziaduo was obviously not in quite the right mindset, and he asked, have you really not spent a night and done stuff with Xiang Cheng before? I haven't. Wang Ren was about to die of laughter because of Zhi Ziaduo here. You really haven't? Zhi Ziaduo leaned over and asked again. You're asking for the 7th time now. Wang Ren said. I haven't had an oil massage from him before, it's just that I often go over to their place to get my feet massaged. But I know this person. Speaking of which, he seldomly takes customers and pretty much doesn't take any now. If he didn't think you were hot, why would he help you do an oil massage? What? Do you like him? No, no. Zhi Ziaduo hurried to shake his head. Wang Ren said, if you like him, just order him to serve you. Isn't that enough? You don't have to go to the Spring Forest Men's Club, just make an appointment at a hot springs hotel. Isn't it easy to get them to have sex in this business? Just give them some money, and it'll be fine. So expensive? Zhi Xiaoduo said, forget it, forget it. Wang Ren said, fast food is 600 yuan, and one night is 1000 yuan. You got 800 yuan from that red envelope from the construction site, all right. Zhi Xiaoduo replied, not that much. I only get 200 yuan per red envelope. Wang Ren asked, how's his technique? Not bad ba. Zhi Xiaoduo said, these people, can they make a lot of money? It's only 1000 yuan for a night, isn't that a bit low? Wang Ren replied, some ducks even pick customers, but the money to be made isn't from there. They can pretend to be young masters, help guests form connections and earn some intermediary fees for that business. There's also some customers who like them who will buy them cars and give them money. Zhi Xiaoduo let out an O as Wang Ren asked, do you want to keep him? You're also good looking, so if you want him as a sugar baby, you can probably get a discount ba. In this business, you know, no one gives out their whole heart, and if someone really wanted to wash their hands off the whole business, wouldn't it also be pretty good to find a boyfriend like you? It's not like that. Zhi Xiaoduo said, I don't have any other intentions towards him. How old is he? Wang Ren recalled David's information, 31? 28? I forget. Is he a local? No, he came from elsewhere. How many years has he been in this business? Boring, why are you still asking so many questions? Wang Ren stared at Zhi Xiaoduo. Zhi Xiaoduo had no choice but to stop asking. However, he had too many questions. He didn't ask them out loud but his expression was doing it nonetheless, and Wang Ren saw them all at once. You have his phone number. Wang Ren said, if you want to date him, us brothers can help you ask him. No, 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 Zhi Xiaoduo immediately said, also, he's doing that job, how can he date? They can marry out of it? Wang Ren said indifferently, and these young masters don't accept guests. At most they open up a bottle of wine for guests. Them accompanying you was already them making an exception. David said that his rules are that he never does a full set, so he should also have a good impression of you. Otherwise, why don't you try and see if he'll come to you to service you? Damn it! Zhi Xiaoduo cried out, can you stop talking about it? I'm just curious about him. Yes, just curious. All right. Wang Ren said, curious, I understand. Zhi Xiaoduo was already so conflicted that he was about to become a dog. After eating, Wang Ren wanted to also take him to a bar to have fun but Zhi Xiaoduo refused and rode his bicycle home. Lunatic. Wang Ren said towards Zhi Xiaoduo. Zhi Xiaoduo didn't turn his head back. Under the lights, the whole city was a riot of color, full of bustling lights and people indulging in sensual pleasures. When could he meet the person he liked? The most depressing thing in life was meeting the right person at the wrong time. Zhi Xiaoduo began to make up a long and beautiful story in his mind. If Xiang Cheng wasn't a duck, no, an oil massager, and if they met among all these people and fell in love with each other, how wonderful would that be? Forget it, this kind of love was really too perfect. It could only be a chance meeting and not something he could pursue. It was better to just hide it deep in his heart ba. Zhi Xiaoduo, this person, was still very realistic. Sometimes, he even preferred placing his love at the bottom of his heart. It would be enough to love them silently. Zhi Xiaoduo stopped his bicycle next door to Häagen-Dazs, bought a cornetto and saw an advertisement playing on the LED screen. There would always be love waiting around the corner, just like how the flowers would only bloom when spring comes. Maybe he was the same ba, but to Xiang Cheng, he had just been an ordinary guest. He had no money or any upper-class status. He rode his bicycle through the crowd in the city. A BMW X6 on the side of the road honked its horn and startled Zhi Xiaoduo. The BMW's window rolled down to reveal Xiang Cheng's handsome face. Zhi Ziaduo. Zhi Ziaduo almost fell over and said, You. Xiang Cheng. Xiang Cheng said, David asked me to come find you. He met Mr. Wang on the way. He asked me to take you home by the way. This car cost nearly $1,000,000 yuan, right? Zhi Ziaduo was completely dumbfounded. Xiang Cheng was this rich. For a moment, he didn't know what emotion to express. The little idea that he had formed from getting information from Wang Ren was now thrown out into the heavens and beyond the clouds. Do you eat ice cream? Zhi Ziaduo said. Xiang Cheng nodded. Zhi Ziaduo was about to go crazy from his own stupidity that he even said something like that. Xiang Cheng's answer was also unexpected, and Zhi Ziaduo had to go into Häagen-Dazs and buy 2 ice cream cones. On the way, he also secretly threw away the cornetto in his hand, and then handed the ice cream to Xiang Cheng in the car. Xiang Cheng put his bicycle in the back seat and drove him away. This is a friend's car. Xiang Cheng's fingers were on the steering wheel, and they knocked on it reflexively as he turned his head to look at Zhi Ziaduo. You can drive. Zhi Ziaduo's mind was a mess, and he said, You drive really well. I don't have a driver's license. Xiang Cheng said, I used to drive tractors and drove them randomly however. That night, Zhi Ziaduo, with a blank face, asked, What? Xiang Cheng looked into Zhi Ziaduo's eyes and changed what he was going to say. Xiang Cheng said, Do you always ride a bike when you go out at night? No, Zhi Ziaduo immediately said, once in a while but. While waiting for the red light, Xiang Cheng took the ice cream from the front of the car and dug a spoon into it to eat it. After a bite, his expression changed a little. Does it taste okay? Zhi Ziaduo asked carefully. It's delicious. Xiang Cheng said. Zhi Ziaduo laughed and said, Yours is vanilla, I don't know if you like that or not. Xiang Cheng looked at Zhi Ziaduo's ice cream which Zhi Ziaduo had only eaten a little. Xiang Cheng thought he wanted to try the one he has so he casually fed Zhi Ziaduo some. Zhi Ziaduo immediately threw his vow into the heavens and beyond the clouds. This was the feeling of love, his heart so moved as it kept thumping. What leaving his feelings at the bottom of his heart? He immediately picked them all up. End chapter.